tour.
Today, I'll be taking you on a brief tour of our campuses and the Henry Ford Museum. We first enter into the vestibule at the Academy entrance of the museum. This is where students gather in the morning before classes begin. Students are allowed to enter the building at 8 a.m. for morning breakfast before classes begin at 8:30. To the left is the main Academy office. Here, many students may call home, receive temporary badges, and any forms they may need. Here you will also find our school's principal, Cora Christmas. The museum is home to our freshman classes only. Freshmen enjoy the freedom of the museum and also learn behavioral expectations in a public setting due to our open and unique setting. Freshmen often pass many cool exhibits while traveling in the museum, from class to lunch in the EDR of Lovett Hall, including the Dymaxion House, cars, trains, planes, and even the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile. Greenfield Village is the home of our 10th to 12th grade sites. Students first meet at the student gate on Eagle Drive. From there, students walk down what is referred to as the hill. When arriving at the bottom of the hill, there will be 5 noticeable sites. Our 10th grade site hosts our secondary office so that upperclassmen have access to the same resources freshmen have in the main office and a space we call the Big Room. The Big Room is a large common space used for school gatherings, studying, and even sports practices some days. Our second site is the 11th grade site. Our third is the cafeteria. Fourth is the 12th grade site. And last is the restrooms. Here in the village, you are not only in one of the most peaceful places on our campus, but you are literally standing in history. Our staff is composed of 26 teachers and 10 support staff members, and 7 administrative staff members to make sure your child's experience at HFA is flawless. In our 9th grade site, we have Miss Scott, who teaches physical education and health. Mr. Dowd, who teaches Spanish. Mrs. Osborne, who teaches math. Alongside her math coach, Mr. Miller. Mr. Epton, who teaches science. Ms. Felton, who teaches English and language arts. And Mr. Burton, who teaches history and social studies. In the office is our office manager, Mr. Miller, our state and federal grants administrator, Mr. Coombier, our business coordinator, Miss Cartatum, and our principal, Miss Christmas. Also in our 9th grade site is our Director of Finance and Operations, Miss Gaines. Our student monitor, Mr. Bass. Our building substitute, Miss McGee. Our 9th grade counselor, Miss Redwine. Our student psychologist, Dr. Sella. And myself, our business office support officer and secondary building substitute. In the 10th grade site, we have Mr. Albert, who teaches history and social studies, Miss Baldwin, who teaches Spanish, Mr. Davis, who teaches English and language arts, Mrs. Gardner, who teaches math, Mrs. Schobert, who teaches science. The 10th grade site is also home to our office staff members. Miss Clemens, our special education professional, Mrs. Barr, our special education teacher, Mr. Haney, our athletic director, Miss Gatlin, our counselor, 10th through 12th graders, Miss Turner, also known as Miss B, our village office manager, Mr. Flannery, our vice principal, and our student monitors, Miss Goodgame and Mr. Turner. Our student social worker, Miss Aska, and our college advisor for the year, Miss Williams. In the 11th grade site, we have Miss Antela, who teaches English and language arts, Miss Goodman, who teaches math, Mr. Gubbins, who teaches English and language arts, Mr. Kozlowski, also known as Mr. Koz, who teaches history, and Miss Quinnen, who teaches science, Mr. Sipus, who teaches art. Lastly, we have our 12th grade site with Miss Cunningham, who teaches English and language arts, Miss Kahowski, also known as Miss K, who teaches computer science, Mr. Pazer, who teaches science, Mr. Richards, who teaches math. Across from our cafeteria, we have Mr. Kane, who teaches multimedia education. Henry Ford Academy will be a leader in public education for innovative teaching, active learning, and developing responsible citizens for a global society. HFA develops critical thinkers, lifelong learners, and responsible citizens prepared to adapt and evolve in a changing world. Simply put, there's no other school like HFA. Located within the Henry Ford, a world-renowned history destination, HFA continuously integrates the unique assets of the Henry Ford Museum of American Innovation and Greenfield Village into its curriculum. Each day, students experience and learn from historical artifacts, exhibits, and programs found nowhere else in the world. From custom-designed courses to just being here every day is a field trip at HFA. Developing critical thinkers, lifelong learners, and responsible citizens, preparing them for college, career, and the global community. This is our mission at HFA. We focus on developing the 21st century skills our graduates need to succeed in the world today. Extensive use of project-based learning provides hands-on, real-life problem-solving experience. A rigorous senior practicum enables students to explore careers throughout internships with local businesses, study abroad and Spanish courses, college dual enrollment opportunities, community service, all examples of how our students connect with the world beyond HFA before they leave our campus. We are immersed in innovation. Our halls tell the stories of America's great technological, industrial, and social innovators such as Thomas Edison, Henry Ford, Wright brothers, H.J. Heinz, Steve Wozniak, Rosa Parks, Abraham Lincoln, and so many more. Their experience inspires HFA's main and varied courses emphasizing innovation. Our design thinking programs challenge HFA students to innovate and explore the boundaries of their creativity. Our award-winning robotics team puts STEM into action. In the ever-changing field of education, where school financing standards, performance measurement, and other ground rules are continuously evolving, we benefit from the ongoing commitment of our strong, reliable, stable founding partners. Their long-term support has provided a solid foundation on which HFA consistently delivers high-quality education even through the most turbulent times.
We hope you enjoyed this virtual tour of our